Testimony this morning picked back up right where they left off on Friday in the double murder trial of Alex Murdaugh. Now, News 19 does have reporters in the courtroom, but first, before we check in with them, we want to take you to a moment that just happened in court. Now, SLED agent Melinda Worley was called to the stand. Worley sketched a diagram from the night of the murders where the bullets traveled and where they went. The prosecution says that the shooter moved around that night and was able in one night to kill both Maggie and Paul. But today, court defense attorney Dick Harpootlian pressed Worley, trying to suggest it was possible that there were actually two shooters responsible for these deaths. Listen to this.
I mean, one explanation would be movement, correct? One explanation would be two shooters. I'm sorry? Yes?
I wasn't there.
No. But one explanation of this data would be two shooters. One explanation, not the, but one.
Not the only one.
Yeah, not the only one. But it is a reasonable explanation, just like one shooter running up that way, correct?
Sure.
All right, I know Agent Worley, a little hard to hear right there, but she went on to say that it was her belief that it was one shooter that moved around. Savannah Good from the prosecution followed up with questions. But again, like I said, News 19 has reporters in the courtroom today for the very latest. Our News 19 Sam Perez joins us now live outside the Colleton County Courthouse, where Worley just finished being questioned. And again, this thing we haven't heard yet, very interesting today, Sam, this idea that the defense is pushing or trying to create, that it could have possibly been two shooters. What did you see today?
Yes, Andrea, Worley has been up on that stand for hours since 9:30 this morning when court got started. Now, this comes after she was up on the stand for hours also on Friday being questioned by the prosecution. Defense attorney Dick Harpootlian has been leading the cross-examination. Many of his questions centered around the angle of bullet holes that were analyzed at the scene. Based on the variety of angles and the fact that both victims were shot with a different weapon, Harpootlian suggested that might indicate two different shooters. He also suggested that the scene may not have been preserved properly because of bloody footprints found next to Paul's body.
But there was a bloody footprint near his that turned out to be law enforcement, correct?
Yes.
In the fever?
Right.
In blood? Is that preservation of the scene that your standards require?
Not exactly, no.
Not exactly? Should the police be walking through the scene?
No.
Do we know what other evidence they may have destroyed?
I have no idea.
You recognize that?
The prosecution had a chance to ask more questions after Harpootlian finished. Worley testified about biological matter found on an ATV near the scene. Now, when the prosecution asked Worley if it would have been possible for one shooter to use both weapons, Worley said it would have been. Reporting live in Walterboro, Sam Perez, News 19 WLTX.
All right, thank you so much, Sam. Certainly an interesting day of testimony today. Again, the defense trying to poke holes in the story and also how that evidence was preserved. And I do want to say you did see in courtroom there our Attorney General Alan Wilson. He is present in court today, and he helped put together that prosecution team that's putting on this case. All right, the trial continues. We are going to continue to be following this throughout the day. You can watch. Thousands of you are watching on our YouTube channel. News 19 is streaming this live on YouTube. You can also watch on our digital channel, WLTX Plus, and check out our coverage at WLTX.com.